What do you mean now?
Yeah, I'm starting now.
Oh. Did you already hit record?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were just having a conversation waiting for the microphone to be set up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
the weather's pretty nice, isn't it?
Shut the fuck up, dude. That's not what I think. He told me that all my podcast with James was asking about the weather.
Wait, I don't even know if you guys ever did that, but...
Are you going to have the mic right there?
Yeah, it's not good? Should I move it?
It just takes one straight elbow.
Alright, yeah, okay. Alright, I'm moving it. Did you pause it, or we just talking?
No, we're just talking. We're moving shit.
Alright, that's good. Wait, what were you just saying about? Well, yeah, about my podcast.
I don't know if you guys actually ever did the weather.
Did you ever listen to it?
Yeah, I listened to almost all of them. They were really. I liked them.
They were really good, right?
Yeah, I liked them.
He's not like they're really shitty. Because he was like, they're really. And, you pause. That's when you. Stop.
They were really you and James.
I don't know, dude. That was it's not easy. I mean, it is super easy to do. I mean, look at this shit. We're doing it in a car. But I mean, I don't know. It wasn't. It's hard to come up with ideas and stuff to talk about.
I like when you guys started singing at the beginning of it.
Yeah. I have music for this. Hey, Lasia!
What's up? Oh, right.
What about your music thing?
Yeah, hold up.
This is going to be so lame, this whole first part of the conversation.
Yeah, the whole, Lasha can do 3 things at one time, and then Lasha's doing
He's on his
0
phone.
things.
You say that
He's texting girls.
Texting girls.
No.
Texting girls.
Texting boys.
How far we go back, AJ? We go back pretty far.
Yeah, well, we met you in 6th grade, but then you were gone for like 2 years, and then you came back. It was crazy. It was like
An
Jesus.
IB. Yeah, because, all right, so like I was in 6th grade with you, right, at Seven Springs.
Yeah.
All right, why were you at Seven Springs?
Why was I at Seven Springs?
Because you're not zoned for Seven Springs.
No, I'm not zoned for Seven Springs. Well,
I like live and Clote. Right now we're at the
Holiday.
We're at the where are we? What
we're
the hell
Holiday.
is this place?
Holiday.
Clote?
Holiday Little League.
Holiday. What is the place called though?
Holiday Little League.
Okay, that's where the hell we are. I used to play junior midget football here.
And I played baseball.
I was just telling them that I think it's super offensive the fact they call it junior midget because midget football is like for little kids.
Well, maybe midget football is for little people.
No, and I was just on that team.
No, that's why it's junior midget because you guys are like little people. I mean, you're not actually like little people.
It wouldn't be such a popular thing if it was midget football.
Why
would midgets play football?
I don't know, but
why am I talking about midgets again? I talk about midgets a lot. Hey, I don't. Okay, junior midget. It just offenses me because like it's like it's for little people. Junior midget, not little people, but little younger kids. Yeah. And then like the younger kids, they call it junior. Like it's not. They couldn't call it midget, so they're just like, oh, what the fuck else could we call it? So they're like junior. I don't know. I just think it's.
Well, I think if they called it midget football, I mean, back then there wasn't really like the political correctness of little people, so people would have like been like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go watch midgets play football, and I think more people would have gone out instead of just family members.
That's probably a good theory. No faith in humanity.
That's a great
I have absolutely none.
Yeah, so that's where we are. So you went Seven Springs just because...
Yeah. No, well, I went to Deer Park for elementary school because, I mean, back then, gifted schools weren't... because I'm gifted, or whatever you want to call it.
Don't be a bitch about it.
I'm not trying to... I don't much care. Because the more and more especially when I progress through IB, like, IB is based off of... It doesn't matter if you were in gifted... anything, all that BS. IB is about whether or not you were, and I mean, not even IB, there's some complete and utter morons, but it was more about if you were intelligent. And that's what gifted wasn't. Gifted was IQ was above something. And I mean, we had some complete fucking idiots.
We haven't had this conversation. I don't think IB is about intelligence.
More about intelligence than gifted was.
I don't know. Okay, natural intelligence?
I'm talking about like we had people in our class like Gage Harris and Sean Barnes.
Yeah, but they weren't stupid.
Okay, Alexander. Well, I guess they just didn't try.
No,
it wasn't that they were stupid. They just didn't care.
They were pretty bright guys. They just
if they applied themselves.
The difference between IB and gifted is that IB, it doesn't matter if you're intelligent. Like you're saying, IB is intelligence, but IB doesn't matter if you're intelligent. Like it does matter to a certain extent, right? Because you have to be able to do the work. Yeah. But I mean. So, for instance, a really intelligent person can do minimal work and succeed in IB. But if you do a whole lot of work, here's an example. Jaron is the perfect example of very, very intelligent, very hard worker. Because he works hard and he's very smart. But there's people that are one or the other. You know what I mean?
This is
like,
true.
I'm someone that is, I don't work hard, and I do okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I obviously have more of the smarts than the work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, I wish I had the work ethic. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back.
Even if you have the work ethic and you don't have the smarts, it still usually follows. Because you can make intelligence. Eventually,
Exactly.
if you read something over and over and over
Exactly.
again, it's not just going to leave your mind.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad not to. I'm not talking about, intelligence in the sense that anybody in our class is dumb.
Well,
I feel like everyone in our class has enough intelligence to do
Yeah.
whatever they want to do, be successful in their field. I'm just talking about some people are better at school to where they don't have to work
Oh, well,
hard.
yeah, that's very true. Well, look at the work ethic of Chris. It's very high.
Chris
but
has
then,
an insane work
I
ethic.
know, but then we were supposed to have that bio test the one day, and we didn't end up having the test until the day after. I didn't know we were supposed to have the test on the first day because I stopped reading the syllabus quarters ago. So I went in there, took the test, got an 11. That's the second highest score in the class. Chris was freaking out because he studied the day before and didn't remember the stuff the next day. That would worry me for the fact that we have to take an IB exam on everything.
But Chris is annoyed because he does everything a very particular way. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. He shouldn't have been all pissed off about it, but he does everything a very particular way. He goes home and I'm pretty sure he studies and does his homework for hours to this day. Even though we don't have hours of homework, I'm pretty sure he goes home because he always knows what's going on in all the classes. He always has his shit done. And I can ask Chris, did we have a bio quiz last night? And he'll be like, no, he never put it up. Which tells me that he checked multiple times.
Yeah, when Uhai said something about the module, and Chris was like, "Oh, I was on last night, and I wasn't up." And I'm like, "You go on campus nightly?"
Yeah, dude.
I go on it weekly.
Nah, but that's why he's successful. Because he is very hardworking.
Yeah.
And to me, I wish I could do that shit. Because the thing is that intelligence isn't for no one has intelligence just in everything.
Yeah, no.
Some people right now are better at school because their type of intelligence is.
Yeah, well, some people just have no actual real world common sense intelligence.
Right.
You can be as book smart as you want, but you can be a complete idiot in the real world.
Right. I'm good at school, so I sort of get lucky a lot of the time. But working hard isn't like that. You don't learn to work hard at school.
Yeah.
You learn to work hard in general. Intelligence isn't, overbearing to everything, but working hard is. It's discipline and integrity.
Well, for myself, I don't think I slack off that much, but I know I slack off a little. And I know I'm not the most intelligent person, but I'm not stupid. But
I'm not the most intelligent.
I'm not. I know that.
Not the brightest crayon in the box.
But my one thing I'm good at is I have very good social skills, which I feel in the end will get me further.
Wow, you're kind of a dick. Well, I'm just kidding.
You must say I'm a pretty
Nah,
sociable
you shouldn't
guy.
say that. You shouldn't say that. I have everyone's my friend and everybody.
I'm not saying not everyone, because for some reason it doesn't apply to everyone, because some people are just, I guess I can't say just because someone doesn't like me they're an asshole. But certain people, when you look at
yeah, you're good at talking to people. Yes.
Yeah, and look at parents. Who is the one person that everyone's parents always loved? AJ.
AJ, yeah. Well, I don't know parents like me.
Well, okay, that's because everyone's parents kind of love you. They just wouldn't let you in their house because they're afraid you're gonna break
fucked
something.
Up.
No, because you have a bad record of breaking things in people's houses.
I haven't broken that many
Let's list them off.
things.
Let's list them off.
All right, who would the first one be? Kara's house.
Kara's house, because
What did I break in her house?
You
I
broke.
went there for Christmas freshman year, and I was not they're saying I did some crazy shit that I don't even remember.
Okay, well, everyone else remembers it.
What happened?
Okay, well, we did some gift exchange thing, and I did really well in it. So I won my Big Bang Theory trivia game, because I guess Big Bang Theory was cool back then. So I won that back. I played it once.
You still like Big Bang Theory? Shut up.
No, I don't. The old ones were good, but then those were terrible. Okay, then I won a dancing Santa Claus penguin, and I won a pillow-faced bear. And for some reason, you thought it would be smart to grab the pillow-faced bear, shove it up under your shirt, and go run around her cul-de-sac yelling.
That didn't happen.
It did happen.
What incentive would I have to do that?
I don't know. Ask any of the other 12 people at the party, and you did that. Also, when you and Evan Gaynor snuck up to Kara's second story that her mom was hiding in because she didn't want to deal with all of us idiots downstairs.
I don't remember that shit. Literally all I remember is that you guys were dicks and didn't let me come back.
Okay,
That's all I remember.
We went back once before Kara moved. Like, I myself have been to Kara's house
time
twice.
I wasn't even invited.
Because, Sarah and I were going, I don't remember where the next day. So, we had relay the next day. So we're like, we'll just all stay over at Kara's. So we stayed over there and we watched movies, and I drank an entire half-gallon of sweet tea by myself.
I never broke anything at Gabby's house.
I've only been to Gabby's house twice.
That's more times than at Kara's house.
I've only been to your house 3 times.
That's a good amount.
Have I been there 3 times or 2 times?
Maybe 2 times.
2 times, maybe.
2 times. But I did break something at Jaren's house. But
You threw a chair through the wall. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, threw a chair.
Listen, but everyone doesn't understand the situation. They just assume that I just threw it for no reason.
No, I know you didn't throw it for no reason, but still, at the end of the day, you put a chair into his wall and then shoved a shuttlecock in there. Because
I didn't do that.
Okay, well,
that was Lasha.
really,
And he's like, that made it so much worse, dude.
it did. It really did.
He's like that.
Because no one would have noticed a hole, but when you have a shuttlecock sticking out of the hole, people are like, "Wait, why is the shuttlecock in the wall?"
No, the dad probably just thought that someone fucking hit that so hard
I
that
don't-
it went through
I don't
the
think
wall.
so.
That was the joke. That's why I put it.
Oh, is that why?
Well, it didn't work.
I thought you put it in there just to like hide it, but no,
You can't hide it with a fucking shuttlecock.
hide the hole. No, so yeah, but the thing is, I put the hole in the wall. It was stupid. There wasn't really good reason. We were doing a surprise party for Amy,
I know.
right? And Amy came, and someone was like, "Amy's here," and I happened to be holding a chair,
You just.
and I threw it, and it went through a wall.
I know,
So-
but the smarter thing would have been, like any other person would have done, would just be like, "Oh, okay, let me set down the chair and then go hide." Not just throw. Because I mean, you could have just like kind of tossed the chair, but you threw it hard enough to give it the force to go through a wall.
Not only that, but
And the
I
ice
do
cream
remember
thing.
this one. Yeah, we I was snooping through his house, which isn't never good, and I found his freezer.
Well, the freezer was downstairs in the party room.
Yeah, it was.
The refrigerator's like right in the
Yeah. And I went in the freezer, and I found, dude, there was like 40 pints of just Publix ice cream.
because apparently his brother's
stacked
like
to the top.
Yeah, and Jaren's lactose intolerant too, so that's literally just for like
Exactly. And
his
Jaren told me that,
dad's
and I was
his
like,
brothers.
what the fuck? Who's gonna eat this shit? So
Like,
I took one by myself and grabbed a spoon, and I went out to his dock because Jaren has a dock because he's rich, and I ate some ice cream right there, and then Denya joined me, and then it really wasn't that. But we were out there eating, and like I saw the dad kick because it's like a 4-story house, and the dad came out of the balcony. He's like, "Hey!" I was like, "Oh, shit!" And we ran back inside, and I wasn't invited there for probably a year.
When were you invited back?
Don't act like how the fuck did you get invited
No,
back?
like when did you go back?
I went back a couple times. There was another. I've been back once just spontaneously. Just at like 11 o'clock, we were like, "Jaren, we need somewhere to go in your house." You know what I mean? You have an awesome place to hang out. Are you even up still? And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm up." And then we just went and we talked to Jaren for a while. And then the last time I think he threw. I don't even know. I went there like twice.
Party that Jacob.
Yeah.
I didn't get invited.
You get invited to that shit?
No, I didn't. Jacob didn't invite me.
Man, dude, I gotta have him on and have a discussion.
No,
with
I
him.
don't want to have a discussion. I was just disappointed.
When we call him right now and be like, "Jacob, AJ has something to say."
No, I don't have anything.
It wasn't that great. I showed up. The party started at 7, and I showed up at 1 a.m.
Well, I remember the one party of his that Jaren completely changed a little bit. I remember one party.
Dude, this is going out.
I know. I was just saying, like the one party I was at, Jaren was angry at Nicole, or not Nicole. Sorry, not Nicole. I don't remember who was with Jacob, but Serena, and they came with an alcoholic beverage in like a thing, and they're like, "Oh, it's fruit punch," and it was like aggressively alcoholic smelling from like feet away. And this was like when Lasia was getting his nipples licked and whatever.
Whoa. Yeah, that was the party that I put the whole thing. Yeah, that was fun.
That was
because they went and got fucking stoned.
Yeah, and then they went and smoked. And Jared was like all freaked out about it. And now I don't know.
Yeah, we played Truth or Dare in the dock, and
We did play Truth or Dare.
did Maria lick his nipple?
I think so. That's weird, Lasia.
Lasha, what the hell's your problem?
What?
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was his idea. Like, I dare you to lick
You
my nipple.
dared him.
I dared Maria to lick his nipple
you
because I'm a
did.
fucking pervert.
I should be madder at you, not Lasia.
All right, let me
Look at his cue card.
Don't make fun of my cue card, dude.
I don't have a cue card.
Yeah, dude, because I'm the one asking questions, and I told you I wasn't convinced that this would be a good conversation. To be honest with you, because I think so far, for people that don't know us, this conversation is boring as fuck. Because we're just dropping names and talking about parties that they never went to.
Then go to different topic.
All right, we're gonna go to back to middle school. I was with you at Seven Springs,
You
6th
were?
grade. Then I left.
You did.
All right, so I knew you guys from middle school. You actually knew a bunch of people from Deer Park because a bunch of your friends, a bunch of kids now
not
were in
really
Deer
a
Park.
bunch of the kids who went from Deer Park. Like, I mean, I'm gonna.
That are still with us now.
Matthew and Sarah.
That's it.
Well,
I mean, Lucas was there and Red was there.
Well, okay, yeah, Red was there. Red came in 4th grade, but Lucas left, so Lucas doesn't count anymore.
And they weren't. They didn't let you into their club.
No, they didn't. They had. I don't even remember what it was called. It was.
It was like Super Crew. Or
No,
like
it had
Cool
some
Kids.
stupider name than that. But apparently, like, they made some rule. They're like, well, there's only allowed to be 6 people, and I'm like, guys, what the?
Wasn't Gabby's boyfriend in it too?
Yeah, Braxton was in it.
Yeah, dude.
Now you're dropping names.
That you said it.
I said his name. That doesn't.
I said Gabby's boyfriend. I didn't say any names. That's on you.
Okay. Yeah, well, he was in it too, and I mean,
So I wasn't there for the end of middle school. I disappeared because I had to switch schools.
and we got like little updates on you every once in a while from Amanda, and it was more or less just Michael's life is really shitty.
Dude, my life was really
and
shitty.
then you just showed back up, and it's like Michael. But now you're like a swimmer.
In high school, yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Because I went through some evolutionary shit.
I know.
Yeah, because like I said, I think I talked about this in the last one that
The World of Warcraft stage.
The World of Warcraft stage, right?
When you showed the picture of which one's the manatee.
Where I gained a whole bunch of fucking weight, and I was just depressed and miserable playing 16 hours a day. It was terrible. It was 16 hours, and yeah, and so that was like 7th grade, and in 8th grade I went back to school. I went to Paul R. Smith again, and that was miserable. And then I just had to switch schools again halfway through to go to Hudson, right? And everybody hated.
Worse, yeah.
Everyone hated me there.
Like who was there? Jacob and Braxton?
Jacob and Brandon and Braxton. Yeah, everybody hated me there. Yeah. And then I came to school, and then I swam, and it was good. It was different. It was nice to see you guys. That was the big reason I came to IB, is to see you guys.
That's good. I mean,
so
I was so surprised when I saw you there
because he's not dead or as fat as he got.
I wasn't even worried about that. Just Michael, because you were like a different Michael. Like when you left in 6th grade, you were like so sad about leaving. Like one of the main memories I have from you in 6th grade is you getting teabagged against the wall by some 8th grader. And then Michael's just back and he's happy and fun
this
again.
This is why I'm the way I am, because of this fucking shit. Because people teabag me.
That right there is when Michael Miller became a pervert. Is when some random kid.
Whoa! I'm not a pervert.
You just called yourself a pervert.
I said this is the way I am.
Earlier you dared Maria to lick his nipple. Like in your mind, you're like, I want to see Maria licking Lasia's nipple.
It's hot, dude. Just kidding. No. So yeah, I came back and I mean we weren't really ever that close, but we were always friends. Yeah. We didn't like talk every day or hang out every day, but we were always friends. We were always.
Well, yeah, because you were in a different friend group in.
There wasn't any friend groups.
I mean, there kind of were. I mean, we used to say we're all so connected, but there were friend groups.
What friend group was I in then?
You for some reason you kind of floated because you came by yourself. So because no one like from your school no one liked you. So you kind of like bounced around friend group. Like sometimes you would be with ours, sometimes you would be with theirs, sometimes you would be with. You'd be all over the place, so you couldn't really put you in one friend group.
But you guys sort of were the first ones to start inviting places outside of school.
Well, yeah, because we like.
I hung out with I started eventually hanging out with Vibo and Lasia and Gabby more. But you guys, because I knew you guys from before, you guys were the first ones to like hang out with me outside of school, and that hadn't happened for literally years. Yeah. You know what I mean? Since middle school, since Kale and everything. So that was great. That was I really appreciated that because that was like for the first time I was like, oh dude, I have like friends again. You guys never let me into the group, but it was still nice.
I mean, I don't think we ever didn't let you into the group. You just, I don't know, you were weird. It was weird.
I was a floater.
Around. You were a floater.
I made friends with a lot of people freshman year.
You did. I mean, I didn't.
You stuck with your group.
I stuck with. I don't like that sometimes because I like it and I don't like it. Like I mean.
But everyone likes you. Everyone is friends with you.
Not everyone likes me.
Who doesn't like you?
Tim hates me.
That's big.
For no. Ben told me Tim told me the reason he hated you back. Well, I guess he doesn't overly care for me. But he's like, the reason he didn't like you was because your last name was Mohrmann, and he felt like it was like mean to his religion. And I'm like, I didn't choose
because it's just Mohrmann spelt wrong.
It's not even spelled the same. And I don't know how that's offensive to his religion. But
well, I always thought it was this. I always thought it was freshman year, because I was so not knowledgeable about anything, about any sort of social, like I didn't know how people worked. So freshman year in English class, Tim and Maria were the ones that used to talk. You can check your fucking phone. Who's that? My baby. Oh, just Tim and Maria were the ones that used to talk the most English class, right? And I always thought that they had like a thing for each other, because people that talk obviously have a thing for each other. People that I was stupid, and I always thought once he saw that you liked her, he thought, I don't know, dude. I don't know. He said he hated you for a while.
And I think he still doesn't much care for me.
Well, that's because you are with her, and they have some giant problems.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if they necessarily have a lot of problems, but his girlfriend and your girlfriend have problems.
Yeah, so we're just kind of stuck on. I mean, I don't like Tim, and I don't really think.
Dude, stop saying you don't.
I'm sorry. I guess that I'm not supposed to.
No, yeah, you're not supposed to say who you don't.
Tim's
gonna listen to this, so Tim's gonna hate you more.
I can see this as like a national.
This is gonna be something that goes around the class.
This can be national news, and people start killing.
It's not that I don't like Tim. Tim's just not my. I don't know. He was never in my friend group. Him and I were never like.
You just said I don't like.
Because his excuse for not liking me was when my last name. Am I supposed to be like, you know what? I like that kid. He makes good decisions in life.
AJ Mohrmann. Yeah, Mohrmann, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Thank you for knowing how to spell my last name.
No, it's cool, dude. Of course I do.
And I'll spell yours too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So yeah, we weren't really good friends. We had a couple good conversations though, right?
We did.
Right about we gotta bring this up, even though we don't have to go to specifics.
About certain situations we did. Yes,
we're gonna bring this up. We don't have to bring up specifics, but Maria, you're dating Maria right now, and you've liked this girl for how long? Middle school.
Yes, and well, I mean, middle school I did because we sat on the bus together in 6th grade, and she was really nice, and I was all sad because I wanted to sit on the bus, and I sat down next to Matthew, and then Lucas got on the bus. And he's like, I don't want to sit next to Matthew, get out of the seat. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I tried to sit next to Clayton, but apparently Clayton had a friend getting on the bus at one of the other schools we were going to. So he's like, I don't want to sit next to you either. So I was just sitting there alone on the bus, terribly depressed, oh, my friends just all ditched me. Literally all of the assholes just ditched me.
This is the thing that happens in
your
life.
And then all of a sudden, Maria was the only one from her, we were all the gifted kids, and she was the 4th person in our group, but she was from the regular classes, so she didn't know anybody. And she tried to sit next to Clayton. Clayton was like, no.
This seat is taken.
Yeah. So she came and sat next to me, and her and I talked, and we got along.
It's nice.
And then, for some reason, throughout middle school, there was this one. You remember Jackie? Little Jackie?
Yeah.
Well, apparently she was friends with Maria, but she was also friends with us. And she would, for some reason, a lot of the gifted kids didn't like Maria from Spanish because, she would know a lot in Spanish, and for some reason we disliked people who knew more than us because we were assholes. But, everyone would, for some reason, talk shit about her. It was, yeah, I know. And it was in my group, but for some reason, Jackie would only tell Maria that I was the one talking all the shit about her. And I'm like, I was a nice person that didn't really talk all that much. So I'm like, I don't know how I was the one talking all the shit.
So she didn't like you for a little while.
No, she didn't like me. One time in 8th grade in Spanish, we got paired up on a project together. It was a packet that you were supposed to do over break together. And she took it, ripped it in 2 parts, said, you do your part and I'll do mine, and then we'll staple them together at the end. I'm like, oh, okay. Because apparently there was a donkey on the front of the packet, and I drew a sombrero on the donkey, and apparently that was off topic and unnecessary. So I apparently wasn't looking like a good partner.
She's texting you right now.
She is, yes.
That's crazy. It's crazy after everything that happened.
It is. I did like her. And I got tortured about.
I'll set the stage. So yeah, AJ did like her, and
yes,
9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, senior year. Well, AJ has liked Maria.
Well, I was dating her and.
Yeah, I know. I'm just setting the stage. You still like her, right?
Yes. so I guess.
It's not that when you date her, you don't like her.
I thought there was a difference between liking somebody and actually.
Yeah. Well, you've had feelings for her since even middle school a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 9th grade, you liked her. She didn't like you back.
I don't.
Or if maybe she didn't not like you. It was you were friend zoned.
It's not really that I was friend zoned. I was a sad. This has always been my problem my entire life. Is I just am like afraid to like take the leap because I'm afraid of like rejection. I'm terribly
of course, everyone is.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know. I just never went for it. I mean, I feel like maybe if I would, I don't even know if it would have. It's one of those things, like, maybe it was good that I waited, and maybe I could have done it earlier and had even more time. I don't know.
But you ended up doing it. I remember, so you ended up doing it, you don't even know how it happened, but somewhere in the very beginning of junior year, it just sort of happened.
It's not really. It didn't, like, over that summer, her and I did a lot of stuff together, but as friends. Mm-hmm. So, like, my mom taught summer school over that summer. So her and I went and helped out in my mom's classroom together, but as friends.
Yeah.
And then in August, I took the two of us I paid and I took the two of us to a Rays game, but as friends. Mm-hmm. And, no one else there. And then, throughout...
It just sort of happened.
Yeah, just slowly. And then finally I asked her to prom. And, everyone's like, oh, you guys asked each other to prom. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, homecoming, yeah. Sorry, I always call it prom. Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. But I mean,
it was, yeah. It was interesting. It's particularly interesting to me because I remember we had this conversation towards the end of my sophomore year.
Yeah.
We went to the beach with Amanda Smith and Matthew Sandoval.
We did.
And it was miserable for us because
they
went to go play volleyball.
Yeah, they were playing volleyball.
Neither of us are athletic.
No, we really aren't.
And so
I'm really good at volleyball now, but
back then,
I was
you
a
couldn't play.
donut.
We'll get into that too about your changing body, your growing and changing body type. So yeah.
So you gave him the puberty talk.
So right, we went to the beach with them. And we couldn't play volleyball with them, so we found a tennis ball, I'm pretty sure.
No, we brought tennis balls.
Did we
just found it on the beach, like, oh, here's a tennis ball. Let's go throw it at each other's faces. Right.
So yeah, we just went and chilled out in the water and threw tennis ball. And we had a conversation.
The water was cold as shit. I don't know why that was a good idea.
But it was nice. And we talked for like an hour.
It was like, actually, I think I timed it because watch. And it was like, probably, I don't know, a good hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a nice conversation. It was particularly meaningful to me because you were still in that situation where you really liked her and it wasn't happening for you. Mm-hmm. And I had just gotten out of that in a way. I was still in it, but because that was right after I had done the goofy thing with Gabby, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where I had liked Gabby for like a year and a half, and I had like weirdly asked her out on Valentine's Day.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember when I was telling you about that?
Yeah, you did.
And I was like, oh, yeah, got you some chocolates. She's like, oh, you deserve a hug. Yeah, right. So like that, and obviously, like, I'm not gonna blame her for that because I'm a fucking weirdo. You don't just do that. Like, it was, that's not how this shit transitions, and I know that. And it wasn't ever going to transition. I should have realized that. So yeah, that happened for me, and I was really down about it. And we had that conversation, and I saw you in the same situation. And I was like, man, this shit's gonna happen to AJ too. He's gonna be fucking as depressed as I am. This is gonna suck. And then after that junior, because I had lost. I was like, dude, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because every time I like someone that's a good friend of mine, it never works out.
Well, because it's not always the greatest. Like I'm not the model to follow because my situation does not happen for most people.
No, and it very well could have not worked out.
It really,
if she hadn't just changed a little bit, like, and sort of started seeing it in a different way, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, because like I asked her to homecoming before I asked her to even like go out with me. Yeah. Like, we weren't like officially like dating or like the date that we put for our anniversary until a week after I asked her to homecoming, and it was literally like the day before we went on like a vacation that we were going over to Halloween Horror Nights. That wasn't, you came the year after that, but she could have been like, oh, sorry, I thought we were just going to prom as friends, and I did this the day before we had to spend a weekend together. Like, that was crazy. That could have turned out really, really shitty for me.
She could have just not. She'd been like, all right, I'm just going to go with my friends then. Yeah, because, all right, so the situation with the conversation was that was you, because it wasn't me that was just fucked up. Because you were fucked up because not only were you realized it's going to cheat on you back, she had just dated one of your friends. Mm-hmm. So you felt like, I'm stuck in this terrible situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because one of my best friends is now dating a girl that I've liked for 3 years. And that must have been terrible. And I remember how bad that it was we were talking about, and I felt bad for you. And then because everybody used to like joke about like, oh, dude, AJ likes Maria so much. AJ wants Maria. Everybody like made jokes about you for like 2 years, and then when it happened junior year, that was all like everybody was so fucking. We started calling it like pulling an AJ, and like, but everybody was like on the bandwagon too. Like at the last minute, everybody's like, oh, Team AJ, because like when that happened, dude, it was inspiring, especially for me, dude. It gave me faith again, cause I'm not the type of person that can. You liked this girl for 4 years, right? I'm a fucking idiot. I've liked 2 girls in 4 years. 2. I like Gabby and I like Victoria. That's it. And to see that it actually worked out for you, and that maybe shit isn't just gonna be terrible for me.
I don't think you can look at it in a way.
It gave me hope, and I was really like happy for you, and then you fucking your whole life changed in a way because you got happy as shit because it finally happened for you, and you just lost weight, right?
I didn't just lose weight. Like I had to do stuff to lose the weight. Like
nah,
right now,
I remember you were saying like, dude, I'm just losing weight because I'm happy.
Well, I know, I did just do that, but you know what? I really thought about it. I mean, yeah, that probably your attitude does. I mean, play a little bit of a role into it
because you eat less and you're more willing to exercise.
Yeah, well, and I was at work. That was before Boston Market shut down, and I wouldn't eat the food there. So sometimes I would work double shifts, and the only time I would have to eat would be like one day at a 45-minute break, and I like ran over to Chick-fil-A at the mall, got Chick-fil-A, and then ran back to work.
So you probably burned it all running.
Yeah,
that's good.
And
yeah, that was so when that worked out and you started losing weight. I got so
Dude, I didn't even hear the crack. You didn't need to.
Dude, it's not as bad anymore. But I crack with you. It's a long conversation that a couple of them will come out. But generally, it's not as bad. I used to crack like a motherfucker. Yeah. So that I was really happy with that, and that was like before the whole Victoria thing. So I just sort of got my hopes crushed again after that. But I was still really, really happy about that shit. I'm gonna look at my cue card again because why the fuck not? AJ, that's what you're gonna be remembered for. I hope you know that. You're the guy that I always made a joke that you kept fucking digging yourself deeper and deeper into the friend zone until you popped out in China.
You told me that.
Yeah, right. You're like, holy shit, AJ found a new method of getting out. Because I always thought the method was, you gotta like cut them out, make sure you're distant, because then they'll realize like how much that they, miss you and appreciate you. But nah, dude, you were just there. You were a good guy, and you just kept digging yourself deeper and deeper, and you got out. I was like, oh shit, how the fuck did that happen? But it did. So it gave me some hope. So I don't know. I honestly regret that we haven't talked more, because that was a really good conversation. But we don't talk that often.
Well, no, because your friend group kind of changed to one that I wasn't very well connected with, like at all. And I mean, I'm not talking like Lasia and Vibo and them, because I mean, I've done stuff with Lasia and I've done stuff with Vibo and them. But like the whole squad, like I don't know. I've never really been. I mean,
I wasn't.
I know you weren't, but you kind of like when you went out with. And we stopped going out as a group then too, like that, because that's when Kara moved and certain people left the group
and got together with each other, and it got weird. Yeah.
So then at that point, really, it came down, because I mean, it was Sarah Marie and I mean, we'd still do stuff with Kara when we could, because then she'd come down.
But Clayton and Kara in St. Pete, so it's
So now we've come to a point where Kara, we don't talk to her that much anymore. Or really at all, which is kind of sad. Like, but it's one of those things that you can't easily help.
I wasn't necessarily like part of that squad thing. The situation was that me and Lasia started hanging out with Serena and Aurora.
Yeah.
And we did that for something. Like I wasn't part of the squad or anything.
You guys would call me at like 11 o'clock at night.
It was just a summer. It was just a nice summer thing.
Yeah. It seemed fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It wasn't like I was friends with them over any other people. It was just people that it worked really well for us, because Lasia and I didn't really have any sort of fucking...
Yeah.
A lot of people have like schedules and curfews, but Lasia and I didn't have really anything, and neither did they. And they were always down, just spontaneous to go do whatever. And they were fine with just hanging out and talking, and that was perfect for us.
Yeah, we made plans at 9:30.
We made plans sometimes later. Sometimes
because you guys.
The latest I made plan was like I made plans with them at like 11:30 once.
Yeah, you guys called me when you did that. Like
just
when I had to wake up for work in the morning at 6:30. Hey, do you want to come out, AJ? Because that's the reason I didn't get to do a lot during that time, is because I worked a lot, and when I did have free time, I went and did something with Maria, but past that, I was at work.
It's not that I chose like to hang out with them. It's just that they were always just like on my birthday or the day before my birthday. Aurora just messaged me at like 11:30, and she's like, "Yo, you want to go out and drive?" And I was like, "Sure." And we just drove for like an hour and a half, just talked. That type of shit. That's my type of schedule. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I like that. Being spontaneous.
Well, because I feel like when we do have conversations, they are usually spontaneous. Like that one day I was walking out of school really late, but I don't even remember why I was there.
That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Even know I was at the school by myself.
But that was another good conversation. My sister was so bored. That was a good conversation.
She didn't even listen. She just sat over by the car.
Sat by. She went and walked by. She's like, God, I fucking hate this. My brother, stupid. Should have taken the bus. Yeah. But I regret because not only like have we made good, but you're into a lot of the same shit I am. Like I consider you one of the more well-versed people in comedy and TV shows and movies than most people in our class. Like I've had some good conversations with you about that shit. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, your favorite show, right, is like Scrubs, right?
I mean, I enjoy Scrubs a lot. I mean, it would be one of my favorite. I have a lot of shows that I like, but it would be one of my favorites.
You're not into watching stand-up as much, though, right? You're into like the comedy shows. TV shows.
I usually do like. I mean, I like skit shows a little bit. I mean, stand-up for some reason. Stand-up for me is hit and miss because there are some very good specials, but my issue with stand-up is I don't know. It's hard for me to stay engaged that long, and also the fact because like when I like to watch Chappelle and Key and Peele,
yeah, of course.
But it's something new every couple of minutes.
Right.
It's not like sometimes a comedian will get on a topic and not be able to get off of it. But I mean, I do like certain like I watched, and I don't even know if it was supposed to be a comedy special, but Stephen Fry, when he came out with his new book, apparently he released like his talking during it, and it became a comedy special. But really, it wasn't even just a comedy special. It was funny, but it was also very enlightening. It was very, very good.
You know what you'd like? If I gotta suggest two things for you, the TV show Louie is very, very good because it's not an hour comedy because you're saying that it gets boring after a while. It's like little scenes mixed in with stand-up. So it's like a scene, some stand-up, a scene, some. It's hard to get bored in that show.
That makes sense.
And then another thing that you like is Mike Birbiglia's My Girlfriend's Boyfriend, which you were saying how the one thing you watched sort of moved you. It was actually very moving.
Yeah. The
Stephen Fry thing. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it was.
So that's the same sort of thing where it's not all comedy. It actually has like a message at the end. So that's if I gotta suggest two things. That's the shit that.
Well, you suggested Masters of None to me, and this is becoming a TV show critique. But Masters of None was very.
It wasn't that great.
I thought it was really good, to be honest.
It was
It was good. I like Aziz.
Yeah, it was like I sort of said it was a lot better than it was, and then after I sort of watched it again, and I was like, well, it's not excellent. But here's the thing: there were a couple episodes that I loved.
Well, but that's any TV show. Not every episode is going to be. You're right.
If we're going to base it off the good episodes, because it was probably half and half.
Yeah.
It was a really good TV show.
Yeah, but for a show to be half and half of great episodes to episodes, that's.
And Aziz is really good. It was definitely better than Aziz's stand-up.
Yeah, Aziz's stand-up is. I mean, I like it, but it's aimed at a lower denominator sometimes.
Right. No, yeah, you're right. And it's not like it's not like I was saying moving.
Yeah, it's not. No, I mean it's entertaining.
There's not a whole lot of sense of purpose in it.
Yeah,
it's like talking about.
I mean, it's not as bad as like Tasha's stand-up because Tasha's stand-up
is
absolutely.
Tasha's stand-up. I watched Tasha's new special last night.
Oh, his new. I haven't seen his new one.
Tosh, well, even his old stuff. Tosh.0 is fucking terrible. I fucking hate Tosh.0.
Yeah, it's.
I can't stand Tosh.0.
He's a better stand-up artist than he is in the show.
And I can't stand his persona, the bigotry.
Well,
that's his thing.
Yeah, I know, like that's his show thing. But I mean, he's not because he does that even in his comedy special. And you know that I learned that ruined Bob Saget for me. Like I was on Netflix and I saw the Bob Saget special and I'm like, oh wow, I can watch Bob Saget. I turned it off in 5 minutes
because he just fucking got
vulgar. It's not even the vulgarity of it. It was he just became so perverted. Like the things he was talking about, like it made me uncomfortable to listen to.
He's notorious for that.
I know, but that I don't know. That threw me for a.
Tasha's I actually wrote a article, or not an article, but a little like a review sort of response last night.
Yeah.
Because I watched the new special last night and I wrote about it. And no, see the thing about Tasha's a very good writer.
Oh well, yeah.
Like he has some very good jokes. I don't necessarily agree with the persona that he does because I think it can be damaging. You know what I mean? I think that that to be a bigot, it might be funny, but I think it has some social implications. I don't think that people should be censored at all.
Yeah.
But I don't appreciate that as much as I appreciate smart humor that actually addresses it. You know what I mean? Because there's some shit that people twist. Like, that's what I talked about that. Like Chris Rock's Bring the Pain. Have you seen that? I can send that to you.
I actually I watched it. Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, that is an incredible special that had so much. Like, it had this sense of urgency to it and importance. You know what I mean? And it changed the way that a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was looking at shit from a completely different perspective. And people twist it now, like a lot of white racists twist the type of shit he was saying.
They do that with everybody.
Right. But it was that to me was the right way to address themes like that. And I think Tosh sometimes doesn't do it the right way, but he does have some really funny jokes for sure.
He does, yeah. But I think it's one of those things where, I mean, if you're a comic and you have like 3 good jokes surrounded by a lot of filler, and I like something that keeps me I mean, maybe not even like laughing really hard, but just entertained throughout the entire thing. That's what I look for more than anything.
I get you. Yeah, like, I mean, this is like we can actually have a conversation. I can't have a conversation with a lot of people about this stuff.
Because I'm really surprised not a lot of people are into
TV, entertainment.
Not even just TV, but like comedy. Like, for some reason, a lot of people. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because we're in high school. A lot of people only do like your normal. Like my sister, who's obsessed with that, like, One Tree Hill show.
Oh, God.
Which is god-awful.
Garbage.
Just god-awful. Like, the choices they make. Like, the one was, like, some guy and his pregnant wife were standing in the street and, like, a car was speeding at them.
Yeah.
And neither of them reacted until, like, the last second. His wife was like, oh, my God, let me push you out of the way. And she's pregnant. And then she got hit by the car. And the car, like, swerved and hit a barrier.
Like, oh, my God. Yeah. Crying.
And then his brother came like running out and he's like, oh! And he's like, the car!
The car?
Yeah.
He's crying about the car.
Yeah. And then he like looked at the car and he was like, oh shit. And he like stands up and just goes running at the car and he's like, you take care of her.
Whoa.
And it was like he owed money to some loan shark.
I'm already bored.
No. And like he pulled the loan shark out of the car, but somehow from like crashing into like a plastic like Bob's barricade cone, the guy just died. So he pulls him out of the car and punches him a few times, and then his dad, who was literally like the worst actor I've ever seen, but the guy playing his dad, who's probably the worst actor I've ever seen, just, I don't even know where his dad was. His dad wasn't even in the scene. And then all of a sudden his dad just like catches his fist, and he's like, son, no. And the kid's like, no, Dad, what happened? And he's like, because the guy, died in the crash, but the kid hit him in the face, like his dead body a few times. Yeah. And his dad just like looks at him, he's like, you killed a man, son. And he's like,
was your sister like at the edge of her seat?
And he's like, go get out of here. And like the son just goes running away. Yeah. And the dad like grabs his hand and like punches the ground a few times, so his fist is all bloody, broken.
Oh, to make it look like, yeah, that sounds. I'm bored already.
What just happened there, Michael?
What happened?
I just.
Oh shit!
Drove into the thing.
Yeah, look at all the dents on his car. This is. We know how he got those.
Why was that the most efficient? Why was the road not acceptable?
I don't know, dude.
Well,
he had to actually like drive over a curb to get there. Today at school. Today at school was dress up.
Yes.
Like you're.
Is that a new section today?
Think you'll be. No, it actually brings up what I want to talk about. Thanks, Lasia.
Today at school.
Today at school. No. I wanted to bring up today at school. People dressed up how they would dress up in 10 years.
Yeah.
How they think that they'll dress up in 10 years. And you wore a smock.
Not a smock. It was a smock.
You wore a cute little smock.
It was a lab coat.
No, what was it?
It was a lab coat.
Because you want to be a.
Well, at the moment.
You're not 100% sure.
I'm doing medical. I just haven't 100% like decided what I'm going to specialize in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's a lot of lucrative things to specialize in. Like when you go, I'll specialize in anesthesiology. But the thing is, like, for that, you make a ton of money, but you have to take more classes, and really, that's the scariest one for me, because you can, like, there can be a person going to get their tooth pulled, and you can give them just a little bit too much, and you kill them. And
just like a little bit.
Like I want to be completely separated from any job where like my screw up could kill somebody.
You can do that in pretty much anything though.
I know. Well, that's why I'm thinking I'm going to do radiology, because in that,
unless you're doing foot, and you should be a foot doctor, because the worst thing that could happen, they'll never walk again.
See, I can't even live with myself there.
No, they never walk comfortably.
Yeah. Like worst comes to worst, they'll walk with one of those peg legs.
Yeah, I like radiology just for the fact that it's interesting, and I mean, I don't actually like a person's life is mainly not in my hands.
You're just looking in the insides,
exactly.
Right? Are you passionate about like science and biology?
I am, yeah.
And so like for you, it's because I was talking to Julie about having to give up what we wanted to do something more practical, but you actually are interested in it, and you actually...
Well, because this is the issue, like my 6th and 7th grade life, I'm like, well, I'm going to be a wild... Because like my entire childhood, I loved animals. And like at that point, I was still, I'm going to be a wildlife biologist, I'm going to be a zoologist, I'm going to be like, Steve Irwin or Jeff Corwin, or I'm sure...
I would watch the fucking AJ...
Yeah, I feel like...
AJ the Crocodile Hunter.
The issue is, though, is that it's not... because at a point, zoologists used to be something when people are actually out in the jungle exploring, finding things. But at this point, a zoologist is just a zookeeper.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm thinking like with my radiology degree, if I really, really wanted to, and I could find the way to do it right, you can do like
radiology animals.
You can actually though, and that's actually like even at Busch Gardens they have the little medical thing now where there's surgeries done on the animals. But the thing is I don't know, like in those situations, is there a doctor? Like, do you have to specialize in veterinary science? Because, like, do they have, like, a radiologist on staff to look at this? Or do they have just a veterinary,
that knows how to fuck with the radiology machine?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, because, I mean, I don't know. Well, because radiologists are trained to know, like, the human body and what bones are broken. But, I mean, I feel like it would be easier to teach a veterinarian how to use...
To figure out what bones broken than teach a radiologist all the animals?
Exactly.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I mean, there's a large animal, like I know, like I'm gonna connect this to Scrubs just because it's a good example.
Yeah.
There was an episode with this really fat guy, and he needed to have an MRI, but he couldn't fit in the MRI machine at the hospital.
Yeah.
So they had to take him to the zoo and put him in an elephant MRI machine.
Right.
Just so he could fit. And I don't know, it was supposed to be like the eye-opening thing for the guy to finally like take care of his body, but I mean he died because he didn't. But I mean they do have the equipment there. I just don't know if there's a person that's specialized in radiology who's doing it, or if there's a person that's specialized in veterinary science.
So you still kind of want to do the zoo stuff?
I would like to, but I mean it's one of the things.
It's not like it's compromising or anything to be a radiologist.
Yeah, exactly. It's not super practical at the end of the day.
Practical,
because I don't know.
Oh, she's texting you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
just ignore her.
That's
she can. You if she's like, I don't believe you can just be like, listen to Michael's fucking podcast. You can hear him say, ignore her. So I can just take your phone and then you can be like, what am I supposed to do? So yeah. Something that bothered me today. Also, just about today.
I guess.
No.
Stay in school.
No, we were walking. I was walking the first period, and I was like, what the fuck everybody wearing weird shit for? And then I hadn't known yet what the day was. Yeah. But you had said, like, oh, in 10 years, Michael Miller will be Michael Miller. What the hell does that mean?
Like,
what type of shit does that mean?
No, it's not a bad thing. Like, you're going to do what... Like, look what you're doing now. You're sitting here making a podcast, and, like, last night when you watched the Tosh thing, you wrote up a thing on it.
I feel like you just came up with that. What is that? Because you didn't see me. I was like behind you.
What do you? No, I did see you because you were dressed in like normal Michael clothes.
So Michael Miller being Michael Miller isn't an insult?
No, it's really not. It shouldn't. I don't think it should be an insult. I think that should be like, I don't know, if I had the ability to act like the only person that I really like always act like myself around is Maria. But a lot of times I put on a more like mature, I don't know, professional kind of approach to dealing with people.
Of course.
But you're not afraid to just be Michael. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
I mean, Michael isn't necessarily a good thing, but the fact that I'm okay with being Michael is a good thing.
No, right? I don't really think Michael is a bad thing.
Well, I'm gonna believe you and take that as a compliment, and I'll say thank you. appreciate it, but at the same time, I'm also gonna be a little bit thinking that you were trying to say, say some shit. Like Michael Miller will just be fucking Michael Miller somewhere. It doesn't matter.
Am I allowed to ask questions? I don't know how this works.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
go for it.
My question is, I know you're going to NYU, but I haven't really had the time to have the discussion with you. Like, what is your, path? Like, what's your plan?
The plan right now is I want to go to school to study film and television.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Right,
because
I want to have more of knowledge in that area, so that if I choose to make something like that, I know how to. You know what I mean? There, like I was telling Julie, there isn't a clown school for me to go.
But like, are you more planning on?
I want to do comedy, so I'm going to do stand up.
Okay.
A lot. My goal is 4 or 5 times a week I'm going to be doing stand up in the city, open mics, until eventually I can get a paid gigs.
So like the Kevin Hart way of getting there.
I mean, that's the only way you get there.
That's true.
If as a stand up, the only way you get there is by doing stand up.
Yeah, it is. But like, are you more inclined to? Would you rather be writing your own?
Well, the thing is that I want to be able to do all of it. Right now, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I can't say what I'm going to do, what path I'm going to go to. All I know is I'm going to study film, because that's something that will be very helpful for me in my career, and I'm going to do stand-up, so I can get better at writing and acting and all that, because stand-up is a lot of things, and I just love fucking stand-up.
Yeah, I know you do.
So that's the goal for right now. I can't tell you what I want to do afterwards.
Yeah.
The goal, the dream would be to get like a writing job somewhere, like a writing job at one of the late night shows.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As an internship. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That turns into a job.
Well, because you'll be right there in New York anyway.
Yeah,
so I mean,
exactly.
Go after Colbert.
Dude, that would be a dream come true.
That would be.
But I can't count on that shit. So the goal is to go there, learn some shit, and then after college, if I don't have anything set up, I'm now have the ability to make my own shit, because I can work as a stand-up. You know what I mean? Because I've done it for 4 years. I have bits. I have jokes. Yeah. I have an hour. I'll have an hour, maybe 2 by then, and I'll be able to get paid gigs. Because to get a paid gig, you don't need to be a famous comedian. You just need to have an hour material, so that they can hire you and entertain.
Exactly.
So I'll be able to get hired as that, and I'll have this film and television background, you know what I mean, so that I can make my own videos and try to work up something there and apply for jobs that way. That's the goal right now. It's still ridiculously not feasible at all. Yeah. But it's more feasible now that I'm going to this good school and I'm in the center of, this comedy culture. I'm excited. It's going to be hard, but I'm excited for it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that makes answer my question. Well, like, I look at it this way, and I don't think that's a bad place to start. Like, Keegan-Michael Key. Yeah. The first thing I remember him from in my entire life is he used to host a show on Animal Planet called Planet's Funniest Animals. Do you remember that?
No.
Yes. He was the host of Planet's Funniest Animals.
How old are you?
Oh, God. I was like 4 or 5.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah,
So, like, he wasn't necessarily like a comedian. He was just hosting funny shows.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a funny show. It was literally just animals doing funny videos, and then he was like the host. It was like America's Funniest Home Videos, but with animals, and he was the host instead of Bob Saget or I don't remember the other host.
Whoever
the other guy was.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, maybe that's where I end up as a hosting. I wouldn't mind. That's a gig, dude. That's a.
And look at where he is now.
And you can do shit on the side.
I was trying to show you. See that bird there? That's actually a really cool thing to see. The one that just landed over there was standing over there. I just want to make this comment. It's a night heron, or it might have a name in front of it, but they're actually like, you don't see them very often. I've seen like 3 in my life.
Well, you know what? They definitely can't fucking see it. This is a voice podcast. So you're wasting their time. But no one listens. Like, honestly, no one listens to this really. So it's just gonna be me in like 5 years listening back and be like, oh shit, why that sucks. I didn't see the heron. I wish I could. And then I'll Google it and be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. That's what's gonna happen. That's the most anybody is gonna. I honestly want this that's why, like, and you can look back at this in 5 years. Yeah. You probably won't, but you can look back and be like, oh shit, that was me when I was 18 years old. That's what I wanted to do. That was my plan. And then you can be like, oh shit, dude, my plan sucked. You know what I mean? Or you can be like, dude, I'm so good because I made everything that I wanted to happen. So that's the whole reason I'm doing this. I thought it'd be interesting. I wanted to talk just like completely off. I want to talk about some of the things that we were talking about before, because didn't. We were talking about OM, right?
Yeah, we were talking about
We were
Odyssey.
talking about
That was
Odyssey
on the
before
way
the
here,
podcast
yeah.
started. Yeah, we were talking about Odyssey because we both did Odyssey in elementary school. And what were you saying that you tried to join my team in middle school?
Oh yeah. So like I was on a team in 3rd grade with a couple of my friends. It didn't turn out well. Actually, Sarah was on that team, and in the 3rd grade yearbook, she wrote "enemy" over my head.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
Sarah
that Odyssey, we didn't even make it to states.
Yeah, Odyssey the Mind is like a creative problem-solving program, and like I'm sure it's all around the country. So I'm sure people heard of it, but it's like it's young school grade kids create like this play, and they like answer these problems in a creative way, and they get points and compete in like this competition. So we did it in elementary school. I didn't know AJ back then, but we both did it in our own separate schools. But you said you tried to join my team in 6th grade.
I did. Yes, I did, because I had a team that I was on it was only 2 years. I guess I was only with that team for 2 years. But actually, if anybody, I don't know if anybody's listening to this, but if anyone's familiar with Mr. and Mrs. Bowers.
No one is.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I was on their teams respectively for the 2 years with their daughter and a couple of other older kids. Well, not older, but they were a year older than me.
Yeah.
So like I was with them for my 4th grade year and their 5th grade year, and then they went. Actually, I have competed for Odyssey of the Mind at River Ridge.
Yeah.
From Deer Park, because they all went to River Ridge,
Right.
and I was still on.
So you wanted to be on their team.
But then
They didn't let you.
no, when I was in 6th grade at Seven Springs, they didn't contact me to be on their team. Like they just kind of blew me off.
So you tried to join our team.
So I'm like, oh well, I still want to do Odyssey because I enjoyed Odyssey, and I'm like, oh, I'll join Michael and them's team, but I don't know what happened. Like at the last minute when we were at the meeting, I like freaked out, like I want to be on my old. I was a little 6th grader and I cried a shit ton. God,
you went home and cried?
No, I cried there.
I don't remember that.
Because my mom made me leave really fast because she was like yelling at me for
this
crying.
Little bitch is crying.
Well, yeah, because I'm like, well, I don't want to be on their team. I want to be on my old team.
No, you're happy. You're lucky you didn't weren't on that fucking team.
Ugh.
I had an amazing experience 5th grade. We went all the way to world competition. I wrote this script and I was like the star of it about Hercules. It was amazing. It was a great time in my life. 6th grade was the worst one ever because both the coaches hated me. The Miss Whitehead, do you know Miss Whitehead?
Oh, I know Miss Whitehead.
Hated me. Miss Whitehead hated me so much that she's like, "You're gonna bring this team down, and we're gonna lose because of you." And I was like, "In 6th grade," I was like, and she'd go and she'd call my dad and be like, "He's misbehaving," and I'd be upset because she said that shit to me, and she'd be like, "He's misbehaving. He doesn't want to participate in the team." Obviously, because I was upset because she said that. And my dad would come and my dad would look at me like with disgust, like, you join this shit. And I'd be like, everyone hates me now. And one time we were rehearsing for the performance, and I was like not doing my line right by accident. And she comes to me like, "You need more energy. You want me to light a fire under your ass?" And then she fucking lit her lighter and put it underneath my butt. And I'm like, that's fucking it. I am done with this fucking crazy lady.
Just like it's completely different. Like I've only heard it from Sarah's perspective, and she's like, Michael Miller had some like weird meltdown during it.
I did. She fucking drove me insane. It was a terrible experience. She almost lit me on fire. She's fucking. My parents didn't want to let me go after that. They were like, my mom had to come to every meeting after that to make sure she didn't light me on fire. Fuck.
No, but yeah. So from that point on, I was kind of disconnected from Odyssey because I don't know. I guess I was lucky I was on.
But you coached this year.
Yeah, and then this year, Sarah Marie and I coached a team, and I mean this was a whole different like scenario because it's a completely different feeling when you're a coach because you feel like you're part of the team because I mean we're not that much older than the kids, like they're like 5 years younger than us.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you feel like close enough to them to where you almost want to like step in, but you know you can't.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's actually really hard. Like I could see like a parent can just leave them in the room and go watch TV.
Yeah.
But like we were so
you gotta ask them quite like, how can you do this?
Exactly.
better?
Like we were really engaged as coaches, which I mean kind of makes me upset that I don't know.
You guys didn't.
Yeah, like we the girls.
You guys went to States, right?
We did go to States.
That's nice.
It is nice, and we should have come in 8th in States, but something that wasn't done in our district that we weren't informed of was done at States.
Oh, okay.
And we got a 100-point penalty.
Shit.
Yeah. So at that point we were done. But it like when we were at the district competition, the girls, you know, they're 7th grade girls, so you know they're normal little. I mean, not
They're good.
It's good.
bad stuff. I mean, they were good kids, but I mean, they're 7th grade girls.
Yeah.
So at the, you know, thing, we're sitting there and people are going up and they gave away all the scholarships. I just want to make this point. Alexander Thurston, he was on our team in 3rd grade. He was completely fucking worthless. Didn't do shit for the thing. Wasn't creative at all, just sat there silently. And he literally showed up halfway through the stupid ceremony, got given a scholarship.
How much?
And then, I don't know, like $250. And then didn't even stay for the rest of the ceremony. Just got up and left.
That's fucking awesome.
And I'm like, you piece of garbage. Carolyn did the same thing.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck her whole family.
They showed up, got her scholarship, and then left.
Fuck all the whiteheads. Someone need to pop those motherfuckers.
No, yeah, so then we're sitting there and they were calling out Omers. And all of a sudden they start talking and they're like, well, this one goes out to 3 coaches. And we're like, and they're like, now, these students are actually still in high school themselves, members of the International Baccalaureate Program.
You guys won an Omer?
Yeah, the girls nominated us for an Omer.
And you guys won it?
And we won it.
At States?
No, at districts.
That's awesome.
I know, and that at that point, it was like, I mean, actually at districts, we were told that we lost until we got home, and then Frida's like, there was a mistake, you're going to States, and we're like, whoa! But, like, I don't know, that, I mean, we were sitting there at that point, it was a long day.
Winning an Omer, dude, that is some crazy shit.
At that point, we really saw that the girls and the parents and everyone appreciated what we were doing. And so
okay. Dude, when I won an Omer it's because I won an Omer at States, like a personal Omer, and the judges nominated me, and dude, that was up to that point and it might still be one of the proudest moments I've ever had because like they called my name and I like stood up in front of everybody. And it was like thousands of people. It was I know. And it was for the acting and the writing, and that was, I was never like into it as much as like I always loved it, but I was never like serious about, you know, I want to do this in like school and as a hobby. But that was the first time I was like, dude, I could actually do this shit. You know what I mean? Because I wrote the play, and then I was the goofy Hercules. It was funny because I was always a chubby little kid, and I was like Hercules. It was goofy. It was a funny little 5th grade play, and it was a terrible script. But I was in 5th grade, and it was like, it was and like just to see how proud my parents were and everything, like that was a defining moment in my life. And then we ended up going to Worlds, went to Iowa and shit. It was a great experience.
Yeah, it does sound like fun.
OM is really important to me. That's why it sucked that the year you could have done it with me, you didn't, because that would have been a nice thing that we could have shared.
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you would have taken some of the hate that Miss Whitehead had for me. Maybe you would have spread it. Another thing we were talking about. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. You're talking about how you have this.
Who is that guy? Now he just drove off the thing, like right in front of that car. And
there's some crazy motherfucker in this parking lot.
Yeah, you guys don't understand because you can't see this, but he drove up over the thing, and now he just drove out over it. Like, I don't know what his purpose in life is.
Yeah,
purpose in life, man.
Like, well, because obviously his like goal in life is to be an asshole.
Okay.
Like he cut off that guy right there. You like pulled out right in front of him. I don't know that. I don't. Okay, back.
You were saying that you weren't at school for 2 or 3 weeks.
I don't.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you were sick, right?
Well, I wasn't at school for a week, but it was the week before spring break. So then I was. There were another 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, and like Miss Ledman noticed that you looked really fucking sick, and she like said something about it, and you were like, "Why the fuck would you?" You know what I mean? Like it's something that
it wasn't even that she said something. It was just like the way she said it. Like,
yeah.
I felt personally offended. Like no, like the only people that have like ever made a comment about it when it's flared up, like. Janelle made a comment about it once, but she was like, "Oh, you know, AJ, what's
she
wrong?"
looked concerned.
Yeah,
she looked concerned. What the fuck is up with that?
Ledman was like visibly startled by what the like.
It's
that I don't know. Like it hurt my feelings. I mean, I sound stupid that I'm a grown man.
No,
it hurts my feelings, but it hurt my feelings a little bit.
No, that's perfectly understandable. I was about to tell you about. Because, I don't know, I thought this was terrible because my acne's gotten much worse this year, and like it's I've always had acne.
Well, right now I think it's better than it was last year.
I've been taking medicine for it.
Oh, okay.
But a couple months ago, it was the worst it ever was, and I had been sick from work.
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks, I hadn't gone to work, and I went to my job at Publix, and it was the worst day. 2 times, it was my first day back, and 2 times from 2 different people, I go and I go and I'm bagging groceries, and the cashier looks at me. She's like, "Oh, you heard you were sick, right?" And it was this old lady, and I was like, "Yeah, I was." And she's like, "Oh, so you're better now, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "So is that like on your face? Is that like what you're?" And I was like, "Nah, that's it's teenage acne." And she's like, "Oh, okay. So it's not like your disease." I was like, "Nah, it's not."
That's really
That hurts so much, dude, to think that people think I have a disease. She's like backing away, like that's not contagious because it's not a disease. And then afterwards, so that was at the very beginning of my shift, so I felt shitty. I was like, oh, people are looking at me thinking I'm terrible. And then, so at the very end of my shift, someone was like, oh, you get a free cupcake because it's that, And I was like, oh, cool. And I go to the bakery and I see this guy, and the cupcake, he's like he's a big, fat, happy guy. And he's looking at me, he's like, hey, you coming to get your cupcake? I was like, yeah, sure. And he goes, yo. And he points at my face. He's like, yo, what's up with your face? I think I've seen that before. What is that called? I was like, acne, dude. And he's like, oh shit. And he's like, okay. And he's like, you ever seen like you ever heard of like Proactive? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yo, at the mall though, and I was like, fuck you, dude. And I'm just give me my goddamn cupcake. He's like, oh, I didn't mean to. And I was like, just give me my cupcake. And
like,
I left.
At first when
I went home and I was like, I was crushed.
Yeah. At first when he was like, oh shit, dude, I'm like, okay, well, he just sounds like an idiot. But then with the Proactive shit, okay, that, like, I went from loving him to hating him in like that fast.
Fuck that guy. But that was the worst ever. So I feel you when Miss Lemon was like,
I was just so surprised by it because
because like you said, you expect children to do that, not adults. These are employees. It wasn't like customers were. No, it was employees.
I would expect it out of like Senora, but this was Ledman, and she was like visibly startled by my appearance, and like she apologized profusely after, but that didn't mean shit. She just.
I don't blame her if you hate her now, because I never talked to that appearingly nice fucking fat happy baker, dude. Fuck him. He has a heart of coal, I swear to God. Yo, what's that? I think I've seen that before. On Discovery, dude? I think I said this like, fuck. Oh, that's not even so terrible. And then I went to the doctor and got now I'm on this new acne medicine, and it's getting better. It should be gone supposedly. 2 more months.
When you were going on your Twitter rampage, didn't one of your posts didn't it talk about like the acne medicine you'd been on for like however long?
Yeah.
It wasn't working. The doctor's like, oh, well, I guess it doesn't work. Maybe I'll prescribe you.
No, he's like, I go to the doctor and he's like, and he's like, hey, so what acne medicine? Oh, well, I've been on this fucking antibiotics and cream for like 3 years since freshman year, and it just hasn't done anything. And he's like, well, yeah, like, and he looked at me like I was stupid. He's like, this doctor that I've been going to, this doctor that's been prescribing it to me goes, well, yeah, like, you need Accutane. Why are you on this shit? Because you gave it to me. And he's like, because you prescribed it to me. What do you mean, why am I on it? What do you mean, duh, I need Accutane? Fuck. Jesus Christ. And he's like, oh, yeah, sorry, dude. I'm like, thanks. You know how much better my high school experience could have been? God. That's why I'm not going to be a doctor, because fuck him, dude. I don't have any sort of...
You just ruined it.
You can be a doctor. That's a good thing.
But fuck that guy.
Fuck all those guys, I swear to God. So yeah, you're speaking of doctors, you're radiologist, right? That's right now, and then maybe a radiozoologist. Maybe if it works out, if it happens to work.
I don't think I'll end up doing it, just for the fact that I don't know, animals don't have health insurance, so you don't really make money.
You can't really swipe money from them.
No, you can't really. So at that point,
do you feel bad about that shit? About like
No, because I've had to use health insurance.
You're taking money from insurance, not the people.
Exactly. I'm taking money from insurance, not the people. I mean, because that's the thing is, I've been in the hospital and I have insurance, and it pays for the things I've been in the hospital for. So no, I don't feel bad taking money from. That's the point of having insurance, is so. But I do think a lot of times. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things.
Is there I did this with Julie, and Julie set up. There's a fucking lame ass question, but I think it's nice. What if you could say? Because right now you're 18 years old. This is a big transition period in your life. You're about to graduate. It is.
Oh, well,
you're about to graduate high school. You're about to go to college. And you're going to USF study medicine, right?
Mm-hmm. Pre-med.
Yeah, pre-med. So, I mean, is there anything that you want to say to like? If you're because like I said, you might come back and listen to this. Is there anything you would want to say to yourself that you think that you might forget? I mean, because with Julie was like, I want to tell that like don't get like remember how much this fucking means to you. You know what I mean? This is everything to you. Is there anything that you'd want to say to your future self? If you can use this as a way to talk to yourself in the future, what would you say? I know it's kind of a difficult question, but
yeah. I don't know. I think it's one of those, like, I fear for myself, don't get disconnected with, like, what's also important to you. Because, I mean, yes, careers, and I'm not going to skimp on my career. I want my career to be, very successful and very, successful. I don't
lucrative,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't want to lose touch of what is me.
Right.
And things that are, because there are a lot of things that are important to me past my career.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That's something. Yeah. There's things much more important than just fucking what you do, and I don't think I probably didn't address that enough.
Yeah, I don't think there's one of those things where I don't know. I don't ever want to adopt an attitude of like, oh well, you know what? I can drop this to do better on this. When instead, I'm more of figuring a way to do both successfully, and not making doing both of them worse, but just making myself be able to do both at the level I can do each of them at separately.
Yeah, that's something. Well, my plan for that is because I don't want to half-ass either thing.
Yeah, exactly.
With my thing, because I want a family. I mean, you want a family, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to if you don't like.
I know,
that was a very biased question. You want a family, right? So that was the most biased thing I've ever said.
No, I do.
So yeah, you want a family. And one of the things that I've always about being half-assing one thing. So I made a rule for myself. I want to give it to like probably 34, 35 to just focus on me. I mean, I'm probably gonna break this rule, but I want to work on just me. I don't want to worry about getting married. I don't want to worry about having kids. I want to work on just me and work on my career. And by the time I'm 35, I want to get to where I want to be so that then I can shift my focus completely to my family. I don't want to half-ass either thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well,
it's very hard to find a balance.
That's because exactly, and that's my issue because like you have the ability to do that, but like at my situation in this exact moment, I'm kind of in the situation where I'm trying to figure out how to do the exact opposite.
Right.
And that's progress both at a level that each of them could progress at by themselves.
Right.
Which is difficult, but that's the thing. I have to find my way to do it.
What would you say? Because you mentioned all things that are important to you. What would you say is more important to you than your career and being successful? Like family and friends? Is that what you mean? Or
yeah.
What? Because you said you don't want to lose sight of you. Like, what is you?
Just. I guess me. I didn't really mean myself because I'm not really a very interesting person. Like what I do on a daily basis is not interesting to anyone. So, but just certain things, certain people that are important to me, and I don't want to go, oh, well, I'll make up for it later. I never want to be in that, because what if you don't? I just want, because, I don't know, there's...
Is that how you want to end it?
I don't know. I don't know if that's how I want it. I just want...
Is there anything that you want to end this with? Are you ready to end it? Is there anything else you want to say?
I don't know. This is a terrible way to end it.
It's fine. No one's gonna get to this part.
I don't know how long.
No one's gonna listen to this shit.
We should just list off facts.
What facts?
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.